Hi, I'm David from Tezumi, and today we're in Tokoname in Aichi Prefecture, home to Tokonyan and some of the finest Kyusu potters in the world. And today we're going to visit two of them, Gyokko and Maekawa Junzō. Let's go. While the name Tokoname is mostly associated with Kyusu and other teaware these days, this town has been producing pottery for over 1,000 years, with the earliest pots from this area dating back to the early 11th century in the Heian period. They're one of Japan's 6 ancient kilns, or rokkoyo, alongside Seto, Echizen, Shigaraki, Tamba, and Bizen. What makes Tokoname stand out from the others is how it has changed and adapted with the times. Oh wait, no. Today I'll talk about the history of Tokoname-yaki, what makes its clay so special, and how it became the home of Kyusu making in Japan. The earliest Tokoname ware were these large jars and vessels that were wood-fired in anagama kilns. At this point in time, Japan did not have the technology to apply glazes and decorations to their ceramics. Unlike the other 6 ancient kilns, which quickly adopted the new forms and styles which became popular with the rise of the tea ceremony, Tokoname remained mostly unchanged, producing these ancient forms all the way up to the end of the Edo period. At this point in time, sencha drinking, modeled off of loose-leaf drinking in China, was really popular in Japan, and so some potters sought to mimic the styles of teapots they saw being produced in China. In 1878, a master of Yixing teapots in China was invited to teach the potters of Tokoname the crafts that go into making high-quality teaware. Tokoname was chosen because of the discovery of its famous red clay, or shudei, which mimics the color of some of these earlier Chinese teaware. Credited with the discovery and popularization of this new red shudei clay is Sugie Jumon, and the transition to producing high-quality teaware completely changed the face of Tokoname into what we know today. Shudei, which means vermilion clay, is the hallmark of modern Tokoname-yaki. It comes from the old soil at the bed of Lake Tokai, which used to exist in the region where Tokoname is today, around 1 million years ago. It gets its vibrant red color from its high concentration of iron, which turns red when introduced to an oxidizing atmosphere in the kiln. Shudei is also known for its mellowing effects on tea, which is why it became so popular for making teaware. Today, however, the majority of red teaware produced in Tokoname is not the original shudei, but rather a blended red clay that is colored with added iron oxide. The original shudei, which is dubbed Hon-shudei or real shudei, is increasingly rare, and there are only a handful of potters who continue to work with it. One of those is Maekawa Junzō. This is shudei?
This is shudei, yes.
Wow!
Yes. Before the firing, this color. After firing, with oxidation, the iron is, so yes. Sanka-shosei. Yes.
We call the clay Hon-shudei.
Hon-shudei.
Because he himself digging in the ground. Yes. There's, so he always making the his own clay. Yeah.
大変ですね. As you can see, Hon-shudei fires up into a more subdued red-orange rather than the bright vermilion red of the modern mixed clays. In addition to being one of the only potters in Tokoname who still works with Hon-shudei clay, Junzō-san is also one of its youngest Kyusu craftsmen and is the first in his family to take on this unique and incredibly labor-intensive work. His father still makes the large, ancient forms of jars that Tokoname used to be famous for. Along with preserving traditional techniques, Junzō-san continues to innovate by producing and experimenting with new glazes and decorations. Here is one of his oribe glazed Kyusu, which is taking one of the traditional decorative styles of Minoyaki and applying it to Tokoname-yaki. He also specializes in creating these incredibly fine and delicate Gyokko ware with these wide open shapes which let you view the tea leaves when they're brewing. In addition to being uniquely expressive, his teaware is made with impressive attention to detail, which reflects his background in engineering. When you pick up one of his pieces, you'll notice how light and thin it is, which takes incredible skill and patience at the wheel. Junzō-san is an example of a Sakka, or individual potter who mostly produces these creative works that are truly expressive of their own unique style. In contrast, many other Kyusu makers in Tokoname dub themselves Shokunin, which means artisan or craftsman. Instead of focusing primarily on individualistic expression through ceramic art, Shokunin are dedicated to producing high-quality wares at a larger scale for everyday use. A premier example of the Shokunin mindset is the Gyokko workshop, which is headed by Umehara Hirotaka and his son Umehara Yoshitaka. Together, they lead a team of highly skilled craftsmen who each take a turn in creating a beautiful kyusu. Unlike Junzō-san, who individually crafts every single piece of every single kyusu, in Gyokko's workshop, the division of labor, also known as teamwork, allows them to produce high-quality kyusu much quicker. For example, one potter will trim the lids, while another potter will cut the angle of the spout so it can be joined to the body. Lastly, a craftsman will smooth all of the seams and stamp the work with the Gyokko seal of approval. Gyokko's teaware is among the best value on the market and allows anyone to experience the craft of Tokoname Kyusu at a great price. In addition to the classic red Shudei Kyusu, Tokoname has developed a range of distinctive styles, one of which being Kokude, or black clay. Originally, this is actually the same clay as Shudei, but fired in reduction instead of oxidation. The reaction between the iron and the reducing atmosphere, along with the layer of soot that gets deposited on the clay, turns it black. Another famous style is Ryokude, which is a green clay dyed with cobalt. This one in particular is decorated with a style unique to Tokoname called Mogake, in which amamo seaweed is draped across the body of the pot, and then it is placed in the kiln, where the seaweed burns away, leaving a carbonized silhouette of where it was. Squiggly. Now, this is just a small selection of the wide variety of styles that is currently being produced in Tokoname today. If you want to learn more about them, why don't you ask Tokonyan? Did you forget about the giant cat at the beginning of this video? Because I didn't. If you're wondering why he's there, Tokonyan is a giant maneki neko, or beckoning cat, which are a traditional symbol of good luck in Japan. And in addition to producing Japan's most popular styles of kyusu, Tokoname is also the largest producer of the ceramic beckoning cat figures. And they're very proud of this, and that's why there's a giant cat overlooking the street called Mineko Neki Road, which is also decorated with more cats. In fact, there's an entire anime movie about cats in Tokoname called A Whisker Away, or in Japanese, Nakitai watashi wa neko o kaburu, which translates to wanting to cry, I put on a cat mask. This movie is set in Tokoname because the director grew up there, and you can watch it on Netflix, which is cool because Tokoname is a really tiny town in Japan, and I did not expect there to be an anime movie about it. But if you go to Tokoname, you see pictures of Kyusu, a giant cat, and posters for this movie. Anime cats aside, I hope you enjoyed watching this video about teapots. If there's more you want to know about the history and traditions of Tokoname-yaki, or about Japanese ceramics in general, let me know in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did, hit subscribe to see more videos in the future, and please give this video a like. Thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day. Nya. Have a nice day, nya.